Uh, uh, my name is Bill Frist, former Majority Leader of the United States Senate. In truth, an old heart and lung transplant surgeon. Spent 20 years practicing medicine, 12 years in the United States Senate. Retired from the Senate, having been a citizen legislator when I went in 1994 to the United States Senate. I said that I'd serve 12 years, no more, and then I'd come back to Nashville, Tennessee, which is exactly what I did. So in January of last year, came back to Nashville. Right now, I'm working on One Vote 08, which is a campaign to engage the American people, grassroots, influence leaders, the grass tops, around the United States of America, so that they in turn will engage the men and women running to be president of the United States on two issues. One is global health, and the second is extreme poverty. Two issues that are not very well understood by the American people, and I would say even less understood by people who are running to be president so far. So what we're going to do by engaging the American people at the grassroots level is get them involved to ask questions and to demand a platform on 5 different issues that are important to global health as well as extreme poverty. And those issues are children's health. There are 28,000 kids who will die over the next 24 hours, 2/3 of which should not die, and they're easily preventable. The issues of HIV, AIDS, and malaria, which kill 3 million, 2 million, and 1 million people respectively each year. The United States has taken great leadership thus far, but much more to do. Education, there are about 77 million people today out of school who should be in school. And clean water, there are about 1.3 billion people who don't have access to clean water, and it's the #1 killer of kids less than 5 in the world. A lot of people don't know those simple issues. There are things that we can do today that can reverse much of that. Why is it important? First of all, there's a moral imperative. Why should somebody born in Zambia today have 20 times the chance of dying versus being born in Columbia, South Carolina, just because they happen to be born there? They have no control over their genes or who their parents were. There's some moral imperative to that, and there's something that we can do about it. The second issue is self-protection, the issue of pandemics, emerging disease. The fact that HIV, AIDS is in this country, SARS couldn't come to this country, tuberculosis, extremely resistant tuberculosis, came over on an airplane. There's reasons we need to be concerned about global health. And so this third area of national security is an interesting area because people don't naturally come to it. Although if you look at the 9/11 Commission report, very clearly there's this linkage between hollowing out of society by HIV/AIDS. Policemen died, teachers died, parents died, creation of 12 million orphans. Communities that are totally hollowed out and destroyed have disorder, have a lack of hope for the future, and that allows the potential for this anti-Western, anti-hope message that is put forth by, for example, radical Islam in defeating of terrorism. The Joint Chiefs of Staff have made the connection. The intelligence community through the 9/11 Commission report have made that connection. So it's important for the American people to understand that relationship between a basic quality of life, the provision and the help that Americans can give, that direct linkage to the potential for terrorism around the world, including right here in South Carolina or Tennessee or California or New York. And that's it. So it's exciting. The leadership here we're meeting with in a few minutes, and I'm here because I'm co-chairman of the national campaign with Tom Daschle on the Democrat side, Bill Frist on the Republican side, both two majority leaders that really demonstrates that this is a nonpartisan issue, bipartisan issue. Each of the presidential candidates will come up with their own platform, so we're not dictating the platform, but if you go in and you say, Governor Giuliani, how do you feel about the fact that 3 million people are going to die this year of HIV/AIDS? And what are you going to do about it? And what are the implications for the American people? He'll have an answer, and then if he were to be president of the United States, he's going to have a platform when he becomes or takes that oath of office. So that's pretty much it. All right, that's enough background. Governor, you want to just, I guess, give perspective? I basically just said sort of what it is, and then we can just answer questions.
Yeah, thanks, Senator. And we do appreciate Senator Frist being here today as a national co-chair. I'm a state co-chair along with Joe Wilson. Joe and I have not been on the same side of many issues in the past, but this is one that we do, as Senator Frist has mentioned, this is one that we have a great passion for and share a real interest in this. Senator Frist did a great job in explaining why this is important. I think there are several reasons. One is from a moral point of view, this is the right thing to do. We all have compassion for people who suffer, and with a modest investment of United States resources, we can do so much in providing clean water and addressing basic health concerns in the continent of Africa and places in Asia. We can address the HIV problem, which is serious. If you look at the numbers in South Africa alone, we were talking about that a few minutes ago, staggering the number of people who are sick and dying from AIDS there. There's just a whole range of issues that can be addressed. Some can be solved, some can be positively addressed across the world if we have a plan in place. Our goal here with the South Carolina One, and I think the goal of the National One campaign, is to try to connect these things and to make people understand that not only is this the right thing to do morally, but that as a nation it is in our national security interest, as Senator Frist has said, to show that we're being proactive and to try to address these problems. We have a unique responsibility in South Carolina, both the Democrats and Republicans in our state, because we're one of 4 early primary states. And as one of those states, the candidates will be spending a lot of time here. They'll be talking to South Carolina voters and to South Carolina leaders. And the clear message that we want to convey is that, yes, we want to hear about what you're going to do about budget problems in our country, and yes, we want to hear about what you're going to do about education in Iraq, but at the same time, we want to hear about what you are going to do to address this problem we have with global health and this problem that we have with global poverty. That we think that's an important national security interest, and we think it's an important moral priority for the next American leader. People are saying the right things on the Democratic and Republican side. We're getting these white bracelets on candidates. They come into the state, but our hope is that they will leave here not just with bracelets, but they will leave here with a platform to seriously address this problem, one that we think should be bipartisan and one that we think should be a priority.